just going back to Rodri. Liam Rossini has said today that he's dropped Enzo Fernandez, for basically saying stuff that's a little bit weaker than what Rodri said. Fernandez said, I quite like Madrid as a city, etc., etc. Whereas Rodri said that Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world, it'd be very difficult to turn them down, and also having played for Atletico, that would be an obstacle. So would you consider talking to him, because he is one of the leaders of your team? And
No. What Chelsea has done is Chelsea, so there is no one player I would think that will turn around a chance to play, Madrid, and understand completely. He was born in Spain, so no, always my wish is that Rodri could stay much longer as possible in this club, and because he's an incredible player, a top player, but life at everyone is everyone. So I know he has proof for many, many years how attached and how close they are in this club. The contribution in this club had been massive. Now I had the feeling that the last 1 or 2 games, like he's really, really back for a long, long period, and this is only I'm concerned.
You always say you've always said in the past, you would never stand in the way of any player who wants to leave your club, this club. Would that be the same for Rodri, or do you make an exception?
Absolutely. The organization, the club is above for all of us, and one player is not happy, they have to leave. Continue the same, always I think he's happy, and hopefully he can be happy, but he's not happy. Just knock the door, the sport director, accept an offer, according like his incredible quality, and after that belong to the clubs and himself.
Okay, just one more. With regard to your own future, has Khaldun or anyone asked you for clarification with regard to whether you'll be here next season?
I spoke about that in the past, yeah.
So have they asked you?
I spoke about that in the past many, many times. You're welcome.
Hi, Pep. You mentioned some FA Cup statistics there. Another one is no manager, no team has ever been to 4 finals consecutively. Do you sort of look at those sort of things now with pride, or is that something when you've finished you'll look back and look through the history?
I don't need to finish to how proud I am. Yeah.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So I don't know if in English football one team had made 7 semi-finals in a row, and in this competition, FA Cup, or I know 4 Carabaos in a row, 4 Premiers in a row. I'm sorry, I'm so proud. So I don't need to finish and go to Maldives under the coconut to realize how incredible it is. I'm sorry. It's so
and you also
in
mentioned
real time.
Sorry, you also mentioned you have only won it twice. Is that a sense of disappointment when you look back at some of those finals and semi-finals? I mean, it's an incredible overall record.
Because it didn't win?
Yeah.
But some of them I know where we didn't win. I know perfectly why sometimes we didn't. More chance to didn't win. I know that. I will not say not. I know perfectly, and they know it too.
Pep, to go back to Foden, many people said in 2024 that he was the greatest football possibly of his generation, and there has been a decline in his form, and there have been fitness problems. And you say you have 0 concerns about him, but how do you get him back to where he was?
Until November, alongside Erling Haaland, was the massively important player with us. Erling and him was the only ones who make goals and assists in this club. It's not one century ago. It was in November. But I said with what I said before, I think it's just it's not 32, 33 years old, like you are incredible full experience. With 24, 25, still you are growing. Still you are developing as a football player. Always I thought about that. But always we want it in a hurry, for example, now in the friendly games with the national teams, we lose a game, it's a disaster. Everything had to rise. You go to the pre-season, you lose a game, the manager must be sacked. The pre-season, must be sacked. So today the world football is like that, and it's the same player. I know that, but sometimes you have to realize, okay, now is not how to come up. It will be stronger. It depends on him. As quick as possible, realize, okay, I have to do better, I have to do. Go to the simplicity, go to do that. We'll come back because the talent is there. Had done it 5, 6 years ago. It was the 4 Premier League in a row. Was the best player in England, the best player. We couldn't have win without him. But sometimes we drop a little bit, but he's aware of that. Okay, take it like a challenge. It's normal. We'll be back. The problem is how we'll be. We have never done it. You have never been that. Now it's I don't know, but it's not the case.
I know it's not your business to decide the England team, but if you had the choice, you would be taking Foden to America, I take it.
Sorry?
You would be taking
not my
Foden.
business.
Sorry?
It's not my business.
Yeah,
I know the appreciation of that. I don't want to make a Thomas.
Sure, no problem.
This kind of situation, they know perfectly. I know Phil perfectly, and how he's capable of.
Pep, talking about players who have been massively important this season, Nico Gonzalez felt like he would be in the team all year, and then he's not really played, not really started games over the last 2 months. Is that just a drop from him? Is it Rodri and Bernardo?
Rodri Bernardo. Yeah. You know Cole Palmer, how incredible player is. What a player. But was Riyad here, was Bernardo, was Kevin in his prime, was Gundo, was there in the travel season, first season, sometimes it is. I remember just Nico Gonzalez play, I think it was FA Cup, alongside with Nico Riley in Newcastle to qualify, and they were both. Nico made one of the best performances this season. But Rodri is Rodri. And sometimes you need minutes to become, who he is, and now Rodri, how he played in the final against Arsenal. And Bernardo both. So it's just that. It's not, the people is difficult to understand. But like Kusanov and Nico Gonzalez, there are players that accept this position like I've never seen how he accept the situation and training harder and always is ready for 5 minutes, 1 minute. And it was a joy to have it in the squad.
Can he do anything if it's just simply Rodri and Bernardo being...
No, there are 1,000 million games now, a little bit less. 1,000 million games. So the contribution from Nico had been, he has seen for himself, it's the best season I've done so far. Nico is just to grow. I have a lot of things to improve, mentally and how he's able to get the balls and break lines and look forward and many things. And I think him behind have to look Rodri how he does. Sometimes we have so close, have been the best midfield player in the world, so I can improve too because he's so young. It's like Phil, they are so young, and they have an incredible margin to improve.
3 more with James Jack.
Pep, just on Rodri again, you said earlier that you know the intentions of the club, and I think of him. He's obviously got 12 months left on his contract in the summer. Do you think he will sign?
I know what the club wants. Yeah, inform to me what they want for Rodri.
Yeah,
is a stay, and a stay.
But do you think Rodri will?
I think so.
Yeah.
I always have a positive with that, but at the end, I don't know.
Yeah. And just back on Phil as well. The team have had such serial success for so long. You've had these players doing it season after season after season at the highest level, and that's not normal. Most players can't do that. Phil's done that himself pretty much just the last sort of 12, 18 months, with the odd good bit in between. Do you think it's that period that he's in, he will emerge from it, and you'll get back to being one of those players that every season you just see that level time and time
I've done
again?
it. I think the worst season from Phil was the last one, but this one have been, I say November was really good. Sometimes for the different way to play, or because sometimes at the end the player have to compete for his mates, and these mates make a challenge to you when you bring outside, change new players, and at moments they are better, and you have to do it. Cherky have been amazing. He's played, he played more or less in the position. You have to challenge with Ryan, to do that. But I don't know. I don't know. I have incredible Wayne Rooney's, or I don't know, players with this type of player have been 11, 12, 30, 40, 50 years all the time. Incredible. During 11 months, 50 players. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe one season or half season was a little bit drop. It's normal. Except I think Messi, Cristiano is unbelievable. That's why they are another stature, because they are for 40, 50 years, every single season, 40, 50 goals. And, the rest, sometimes you do that. And have to say, okay, they don't have to be worried, but they have to take it as a challenge, okay, I'm not where I was, what I have to do. Because I am who I am. So it's not like I said before, it's not I was a disaster player, come for the academy, and he has proven. How many titles I feel? All the titles we won was there. 5, 6 Premier Leagues, and I've been part important of that. It's not because residual player in sometimes playing. It's completely opposite. But it happened, okay, yeah. I have to challenge with my mates. They are good because they come from abroad and said, okay, I want to prove myself in the Premier League. I have to make a name. That is what about the teams that still are 7 semi-finals. The 7 semi-finals, we play with the same opposition. We seem the same squad, all the time the same players? No. David Silva's not here anymore in the first seasons, or Bini, or Pablo, or the players that help us to reach that levels. And this is what I think has to be.
But just going back to the domestic cup competitions, what was your view on the FA Cup and the League Cup before you sort of came to England, started managing at City?
FA Cup, like, wow, special. Carabao Cup, not even before it was a League Cup, no, with different names. So I remember Brian Kidd said to me, this competition, nobody cares. Sir Alex always put that. Okay, but when you have the squad, it's good. And when you win 4 in a row, Carabao Cups, or 5 in 10 years, it's because you care. But we try, since I arrived, to make this club, and every game you have been played, in a pre-season, like it's not important, had to be, the culture to have to win. At least compete like, knowing that if you lose, shake hands, and the opponent to improve. Otherwise, you'd achieve 19 titles in 9 years. You don't do it. 19 in 9 years, you don't do it. In the first season, we did it once. You cannot. Every single game is important in every single competition, and that prove it. That define that club. Tomorrow, I have the chance 8 semi-finals in a row in FA Cup. Come on, guys. But not even in Spain, there are teams that do that, or in Italy, or in Germany. They don't do that. They didn't do that. Always you have a bad afternoon. At 3 p.m., tomorrow 12:45, 3 p.m. Saturday FA Cup, always you have a bad afternoon. Home and away, in different level, Championship, Premier League Championship, League 1, League 2. Not all the times in 8 years we played against teams that League 2 at home. No. You play in different ways. Everyone is a draw. Sometimes lucky, sometimes unlucky. And always is there. It's because that club and the staff, the backroom staff, always were there to win that game.
But
that is more important to win one Premier League. Much, much more important. Or win one Champions League is much, much more important. Because the bar is there. So.
But is there something about these cup competitions that gives you a sort of good feeling about English football?
I love it. I said before, take a coach and go to the away in FA Cup or Carabao Cup against League 1, League 2. Like, I know how important it is for them in these stadiums. The pitch in November, in December, in January, February is not good, and long ball, second ball. That is a real. I think that because it's, come on, Champions League is fascinating, But you feel when you play that, you feel I am in England. I'm not. When I play Champions League, it's completely different. It's so nice. Don't misunderstand me. I would love to be there, and Champions League give you a prestige that anyone can give it to you. But when you come here in England, you play FA Cup away, League Cup, you feel now I am in this country like that competitions belongs. And be respectful in that competition many years, that's really, really cool, really.
Just one last one on Phil. I know that he will want to go with England in the summer, but just from a purely physical perspective, he hasn't had a summer off since 2023. He's had the Club World Cup and the Euros and the Club World Cup. He said in the past that he's felt exhausted at different times. Do you think there could be a benefit for him to have a complete summer off, go away with his family, rest?
I'm pretty sure he would love to go. I didn't talk to him, but I'm pretty sure he would love to go to England, United States of America, to play the World Cup. I'm pretty sure he would love to go there. His opportunities cannot be missed. If you have a chance to do it, play as good as possible to be selected, because it's one every 4 years. You have to. Okay,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.